Let's rank US presidents by the Zelda games that came out during their presidencies. So of course this is not based on their policies or anything they did as president, it's just based on the Zelda games that released during their presidencies. So starting off, we have The Legend of Zelda, which came out in 1986, and of course Ronald Reagan was president then. Now this was his second term, and he also got The Adventure of Link. And these two games are very important for the Zelda series, of course being the first two games. However, I don't think they're great games nowadays. I know a lot of people will disagree, but personally I think that they've aged kind of rough. And there really wasn't anything else here. Like, there was Zelda for the Game & Watch, there was Zelda for the Nelsonic Game Watch, so I mean, those barely count. I think we'll put Reagan in C tier. I don't want to go D tier, even though I think the games themselves, compared to everything else, we could probably put there. But just for the historical importance, I'll go C tier here. Although we'll put it like bottom of C tier, like on the cusp of going down to D tier. So now we have George H.W. Bush. So the big one is of course A Link to the Past, which was in 1991. And that was really the only game that released during his presidency. He just missed out on Link's Awakening in 1993. So this one's tough. So he only had the one game, but I think we got to keep him in C tier 2, just because A Link to the Past is just so much better than Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. But I mean, it's only one game. Like, we're doing this of like a mix of the quality of games plus also quantity. So I don't really think it's fair to go much higher than C tier here, since he only has one game, even though it is a fantastic game. So next up is Bill Clinton, and he's going to be the first president on here who served 2 terms during the Zelda era. So Reagan did serve 2 terms, but there was no Zelda games until his second term. And Bill Clinton is going to have a lot here. So I mean, there are the CDI games, and if we're counting all Zelda games, then I guess we gotta count those. But of course the big ones here are Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. We even got Link's Awakening DX during this term, so the first 2 versions of that game. And I think we have to go S tier here, because it's not that many games. And yes, we have the CDI games, but I mean, we have Ocarina of Time, we have Majora's Mask, we have Link's Awakening. So I just don't know how we put Bill Clinton below S tier here. Like, maybe you could say that the CDI game should bring him down here, or that you want to see more games. But I think 3 fantastic Zelda games, especially with 2 of them being some all-time great games, and Ocarina of Time being my favorite Zelda game, like, I think we have to go S tier. Like, let me know in the comments if you disagree. But like, I just don't know if I could go A tier here. So next up is going to be George W. Bush. And we have a lot of games here, obviously going into the 2000s when Nintendo was supporting Zelda more and more. We have both Oracle games, which came out just over a month into his presidency. Then we got 4 Swords, we got Wind Waker, we got 4 Swords Adventures, we got Minish Cap. We got the Tingle games, if you want to count those. We got Phantom Hourglass. We got Link's Crossbow Training. So there's a lot of games here to talk about. So yeah, we could talk about Link's Crossbow Training and the Tingle games, but I think we kind of put those to the side a little bit and just focus on the mainline games. So Minish Cap, fantastic game, super underrated in my opinion. 4 Swords Adventures, I don't love it, it's okay. The Wind Waker, which actually used to be my favorite Zelda and is still one of my favorites. 4 Swords, like same category of 4 Swords Adventures. And both Oracle games, which I still think are fantastic games, even though I think they could use remakes. So we have a lot of volume here. We have a lot of great games. Do I want to go S tier here, though? This one's tough. So minimum A tier. Like, I'm just going to say that. Like, he's not, like W is not going below the A tier. But our top games here are Wind Waker and the Oracle games. And, I mean, we have other games. And Minish Cap. Actually, I would say Minish Cap is better than the Oracle games. I don't know. This one's tough. I kind of want to go S tier here, just because we have the Wind Waker, which is one of my favorites. Then we have Minish Cap. Then we have the Oracle games. So those are 4 amazing games right there. Then we have both 4 Swords games, which are decent, and we have some spin-offs. I think I have to go S tier here, especially since pretty much all of this is original. This ranking is a lot harder than the Mario one I made a couple months ago, because literally just almost all the Zelda games are so great. That's what makes this so difficult. And you know what? At the end, I might even have to go around and move around some of these, so we don't have like 4 in S tier or whatever it might be. Anyway, next up is going to be Obama. So his first game was Spirit Tracks in 2009, and then we got the Ocarina of Time remaster. And I mean, we can kind of count that, but I'm not going to count remasters in the same category as like a brand new game, like in terms of evaluating their presidency for Zelda games. And we got a couple here. So we got that, we got the Majora's Mask remaster, we got Wind Waker HD. The next original game we got was 2011, which was Skyward Sword. Great game, but definitely the weakest 3D Zelda for me. But then we got A Link Between Worlds in 2013, which honestly might be my favorite 2D Zelda. We got Hyrule Warriors, decent game on the Wii U, even though I'm not a big fan of that genre. We got Triforce Heroes in 2015, and I actually enjoyed the game for what it was. I got it on launch day, but definitely one of the weaker Zelda games. And the final big Zelda game for Obama's presidency was Twilight Princess HD, obviously just another remaster. And I mean, we got Twilight Princess for my Nintendo Picross, but I don't think it's going to be weighed in here as much. So Obama has a lot of variety here, like we have a lot of games, but I think I'm going to go S tier here just because I think the top games here aren't on the level as like Bill Clinton or W. I think their higher games just kind of carry them there. I don't know, but I just feel like this is A tier. Like, we got a lot of good remasters. We got We got a few main series games. Some of them are great, like Skyward Sword is great. A Link Between Worlds is great. Spirit Tracks is a good game. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel like S tier to me. So I think we're going to go A tier for Obama. So now for Trump, so obviously we have to talk about 2017 to January of 2021. And then January 2025 to where we are now. So Trump pretty early on got Breath of the Wild. And that already, I think, puts him minimum B tier. Like just that game alone. And then for the rest of his presidency, there wasn't really like another brand new main series game. We got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which I think is probably the best Hyrule Warriors game. I don't know, like they're all pretty close for me. Cadence of Hyrule is an interesting game, but more of just a side game. We got Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and we got the Link's Awakening remake in 2019. I think that's a great remake, and I'll count remakes like a little more than like a remaster in terms of like factoring this in. So I don't know. So there's not as many games here. Then the only other game for Trump's second term would be Age of Imprisonment. So for Trump, I think I'm gonna go B tier here. Like we have Breath of the Wild, which is a fantastic game, but probably my third favorite Zelda game. But besides that, there wasn't that much. Like there was Hyrule Warriors games, a couple spin-offs, there was the remake. Like I think Trump has potential to maybe get to A tier on this list because we're getting Ocarina of Time this year, the remake. So if that's great, I assume we'll probably get another 3D Zelda before his term ends in January of 2029. So if we do, and it's a great Zelda game, I definitely think Trump can be moved up to A tier here. But so far, I just don't think we've had enough to say he's on the same level as the other presidents in A tier or S tier. And finally, Biden. So Biden was only a one-term president. The only games that released during his presidency were Skyward Sword HD, Tears of the Kingdom, and Echoes of Wisdom. So not that many games, but we do have some great ones here. So again, I mean, it factors in, but not as much. Tears of the Kingdom is the big one here. So I actually love Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's better than Breath of the Wild. I know it's a controversial opinion. And Echoes of Wisdom, I think, is kind of like a mid-tier Zelda, and a mid-tier Zelda still means a great game, but I think it's kind of like the middle of the pack on Zelda games. So I wouldn't say overall that Biden's Zelda games are better than Trump's, but do I think that Biden should be in C tier? I don't know, because I want to go B tier here because of Tears of the Kingdom, like that alone, and we got Echoes of Wisdom, we got a good remaster of Skyward Sword. Like, I don't think I could put Biden in C tier, because like C tier is kind of like Reagan and H.W. Bush. So I think that overall, Biden's Zelda games are better than those. So I think I'm going to go like low B tier, because I think it's significantly better than Reagan and H.W. Bush. But I think Trump's Zelda games, like as of now, are better and are probably going to continue to get better. I don't know. This list was very tough to make. Like no one's lower than C tier. I didn't think my last list was going to be that controversial. I didn't think people were going to take it that seriously, but a lot of people got very upset over some of the rankings. And the reason this one's so tough is because literally almost every single Zelda game is so great. There's so many spin-offs, so many remasters, and a lot of it is just going to come down to personal preference. Like it might not be exactly the same for you. Like I'm kind of trying to base this off of like a lot of my personal opinions. But let me know in the comments, like what would your ranking be? Like what presidents would you have in what tier? Do you disagree with me on anything? And be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, go check out this Mario tier list too.